lights go out, the stories begin. Night stories. Your nightmares become real.
I used to think the worst thing in the world was watching my Twitch channel bleed out, one viewer at a time, until I was screaming into the void for nobody. Years of grinding, chasing trends, forcing a smile through every lag spike and dead chat, and I had nothing to show for it but a few hundred followers and a setup I'd gone into debt for. My name didn't matter anymore. Nobody knew it. Not really. I was just another faceless streamer drowning in the algorithm. Then the message came. It slid into my DMs on a burner Discord account I barely checked, one I'd set up for collabs that never materialized. The sender's handle was just a string of numbers. No profile pic, no status. The message was simple. We've been watching your streams. You're better than your numbers. We can make you famous. Real fame. The kind that lasts. Interested? A link followed, a short string of characters that didn't look like any URL I'd ever seen. No .com, no .org, just letters and numbers, like a code scratched into the underbelly of the internet. I should have deleted it. Should have blocked the account and gone back to refreshing my dead channel, begging for subs. But I was desperate. My rent was overdue, my fridge was empty, and the idea of going back to a soul-crushing retail job made me want to puke. Fame. The word burned in my brain. I copied the link, pasted it into Tor, the browser I'd messed with once or twice out of curiosity, and hit enter. The page loaded slowly, each pixel dragging like it was being pulled through mud. No sleek design, no pop-ups, just a black screen with white text in a font that looked like it belonged on a typewriter from the 80s. Welcome, streamer, it read. You've been selected for an exclusive opportunity. Host our content, follow our rules, earn more than you've ever dreamed. Decline, and this invitation vanishes. Forever. Below that, a single button. Accept. My cursor hovered over it. My stomach churned, not just from hunger, but from something deeper, something primal telling me to close the tab and burn my laptop. But my hand moved anyway. Click. The screen flickered, and a new message appeared. Good choice. Instructions will follow. Prepare your setup. You'll go live tomorrow. I didn't sleep that night. My inbox pinged at dawn, another message from the number string account. It laid out the rules in cold, precise detail. I was to host a live stream on a platform they'd provide, accessible only through a specific dark web address. They'd supply the content. My job was to commentate, keep the energy up, and follow their cues. No backing out, no questions. Payment would come in crypto after each stream, scaled to viewership. The more eyes, the more money. They didn't say what the content was, but the phrase Red Room appeared once, buried in the text like a landmine. I'd heard the rumors. Everyone who'd ever poked around the dark web had. Red Rooms were urban legends, ghost stories for hackers, live streams where people were tortured, mutilated, killed, all for an audience of sickos with deep pockets. I told myself it was fake. Had to be. Nobody would actually do that, right? It was probably just edgy performance art, some ARG to scare people like me. I clung to that lie as I set up my rig, my hands shaking so bad I dropped my webcam twice. The link to the streaming platform came an hour before showtime. I clicked it, and a bare-bones interface loaded. No branding, no ads, just a blank video window, a chat box, and a counter in the corner. Viewers, 0. My heart pounded as I tested my mic, my voice cracking like I was a kid again. The chat was empty, but I felt watched, like eyes were pressing against the back of my neck. Then, at the exact minute specified, the video feed went live. The room on the screen was small, concrete, lit by a single flickering bulb. In the center was a metal chair, bolted to the floor. Strapped to it was a man. He was shirtless, his chest heaving, duct tape over his mouth. His eyes were wide, bloodshot, darting around like he was searching for a way out. I froze. My voice caught in my throat. This wasn't a set. This wasn't fake. The sweat on his skin, the muffled whimpers leaking through the tape. It was real. The chat pinged. A single message. Start talking, streamer. They're waiting. The viewer count ticked up. 10, 20, 50. My mouth went dry. I stammered something, anything, just to fill the silence. Hey everyone. Welcome to the show. My voice sounded hollow, like it belonged to someone else. The man in the chair thrashed, his wrists bleeding where the zip ties cut into his skin. Another message in the chat. Introduce the contestant. Contestant. The word made my stomach lurch. I didn't know this guy. Did I? His face was swollen, bruised, but there was something familiar in the way his jaw clenched, the shape of his eyes. I pushed the thought down and kept talking, my voice shaking. So, this is our contestant tonight. Let's see what's in store. I hated myself with every word, but the viewer count kept climbing. 100, 200, 500. The chat exploded with messages, most in languages I didn't recognize, but the ones in English were worse. Cut him. Make it slow. Show us his insides. A figure stepped into the frame. They wore a black hooded jumpsuit, no face visible, just a void where their head should be. In their hand was a utility knife, the kind you'd buy at a hardware store for $5. The blade caught the light as they raised it, and the man in the chair screamed through the tape, his body bucking against the restraints. I wanted to look away, to shut it all down, but my screen flickered, and a new message popped up. Keep commentating, or you're next. I don't remember what I said. My voice just kept going, a stream of nonsense to drown out the sounds. The wet slice of the knife, the muffled shrieks, the drip of blood on concrete. The figure worked slowly, methodically, carving shallow lines across the man's chest, then deeper, peeling back skin like it was paper. The chat roared with approval, donations pouring in, crypto wallets lighting up with transactions. The viewer count hit 1,000, then 2,000. I felt sick, but I couldn't stop. Every time I hesitated, the screen flickered, a reminder of the threat. When it was over, the man wasn't moving. The figure stepped back, their gloves slick with red, and the feed cut to black. The chat went wild, praising the show, demanding more. My crypto wallet pinged. A deposit, more money than I'd made in a year of streaming. I vomited into the trash can next to my desk, my hands shaking so bad I could barely hold the mouse. I didn't sleep. I couldn't. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw that man's face, the way his eyes locked onto the camera like he was begging me to save him. I checked my DMs, hoping for a way out, but there was nothing. Just a new message. Good work. Next stream in 48 hours. Check your socials for the contestant. My socials. I opened Twitter, Instagram, anything tied to my Twitch. My heart stopped when I saw the new follower on Instagram, a blank account with a single post, a blurry photo of someone I knew. Sarah, my old high school friend, the one who'd always liked my dumb gaming clips, even when nobody else did. The caption was just a string of numbers, matching the account that had messaged me. I tried to call her, but her phone went straight to voicemail. I messaged her on every platform, begging her to get back to me, to stay safe. Nothing. The next day, I got another message. Prepare your setup. She's ready. My blood ran cold. I wanted to scream, to smash my computer, to run to the police, but the memory of that threat, or you're next, kept me frozen. I searched the dark web for answers, for a way out, but every forum was a dead end, every post a warning. Once you're in, you don't get out. The second stream started the same way. Same concrete room, same chair, same flickering bulb. Sarah was there, strapped down, her blonde hair matted with sweat, her eyes wild with terror. The chat was already buzzing, viewers piling in faster than before. I tried to speak, to stall, but the figure in the jumpsuit appeared, this time with a pair of pliers. I don't want to describe what they did. I can't, but the sounds, her screams, the crack of bone, still echo in my head. I kept talking, my voice breaking, tears streaming down my face as the chat cheered and the donations rolled in. When it was over, I was a wreck. My wallet pinged again, another obscene payment. I didn't touch the money, I couldn't. But the messages kept coming, each one tying the next contestant to someone I knew. A cousin, a neighbor, an old coworker. The pattern was clear. They were picking people from my life, my connections, turning my failure as a streamer into a sick game where I was the host and my friends were the victims. I'm trapped. I can't stop streaming. I can't go to the police. They'd never believe me. And even if they did, the people running this would find me. I've tried to trace the messages, the platform, anything, but it's all routed through layers of encryption I can't crack. The viewer count keeps growing, the demands get sicker, and every stream pulls me deeper into this nightmare. I don't know how many more I can do before I break, or before they come for me. The third stream was coming, and I hadn't slept in days. My apartment felt like a cage, the walls closing in with every tick of the clock. My monitors glowed in the dark, casting shadows that seemed to move when I wasn't looking. I'd unplugged my webcam, taped over my laptop's camera, even shoved my phone in a drawer. But it didn't help. I could still feel them watching, their invisible eyes boring into me through the screens. The message had come again, same as before, cold and mechanical. Prepare your setup, 48 hours. Check your socials. This time it was Jake, my old roommate from college, the guy who'd crash on my couch when we were both broke, splitting cheap beer and laughing about our failed dreams. His Instagram had a new follower, that same blank account with a string of numbers for a name. The post was a photo of him at a bar, grinning, oblivious, time-stamped from 2 nights ago. I tried to warn him. I called, texted, DM'd, even emailed his old Hotmail account like some desperate relic from the 2000s. Nothing. His last reply was a thumbs-up emoji from a week ago, back when I thought I could still save someone. I spent the day scouring the dark web, chasing ghosts through forums and onion links. Every thread about red rooms was either locked or filled with trolls, their posts dripping with sarcasm or worse, glee. One user, hidden behind a pseudonym, described a stream like mine. A concrete room, a chair, a faceless figure in a jumpsuit. Once you're the host, you're theirs, they wrote. They own your life. They own your people. The thread was deleted an hour after I found it, like it had never existed. My hands shook as I refreshed the page, the 404 error staring back at me like a taunt. I thought about running, packing a bag, ditching my phone, disappearing. But where would I go? The crypto deposits in my wallet were piling up, each one a chain linking me to this nightmare. If I vanished, they'd find me. They'd already proven they could reach into my life, pluck out the people I cared about like they were picking fruit. And the threat, or you're next, wasn't just words. I could feel it, a noose tightening every time I hesitated. The stream started at midnight, same as always. The platform loaded, the viewer count at 0 for a fleeting second before it started climbing. 50, 100, 300. The chat was already alive, buzzing with anticipation. Usernames I didn't recognize spitting out demands in broken English, emojis of knives and flames. The concrete room appeared, that same damn chair under the flickering bulb. Jake was there, strapped down, his flannel shirt torn open, his chest heaving. His face was bruised, one eye swollen shut, but the other locked onto the camera, wide and pleading. I knew that look. I'd seen it in Sarah, in the first guy, in my nightmares every night since. I tried to speak, to keep up the act, but my throat closed. Hey, welcome back, everyone, I managed, my voice barely a whisper. The chat pinged. Louder, streamer. Sell it. The viewer count hit 1,000, then 2,000, faster than before. They were hungry, and I was feeding them. I hated myself for it, but I kept going, rambling about the show, the contestant, anything to drown out the sound of Jake's muffled sobs through the duct tape. The figure in the black jumpsuit stepped into frame. This time they held a blowtorch, the kind welders use, the nozzle hissing as a blue flame licked the air. My stomach twisted. I wanted to scream, to beg them to stop, but the screen flickered and a private message popped up. Talk, or we take your tongue next. I forced the words out, my voice cracking as I described the action, hyping it up like I was still some nobody streamer chasing subs. Big night tonight, folks. Let's see what's in store. The figure ignited the torch fully, the flame roaring to life. Jake thrashed, his screams muffled but piercing, his body jerking against the zip ties until blood ran down his wrists. The figure didn't hesitate. They brought the flame to his arm, slow, deliberate, the skin blistering and blackening as the smell, I swear I could smell it through the screen, filled my imagination. The chat erupted, donations flooding in, crypto wallets pinging like slot machines. Burn him slow. Make him scream. More! I kept talking, my voice a hollow drone, tears streaming down my face as I watched my friend's flesh melt, layer by layer. They didn't kill him, not yet. They never killed them in one go. It was always drawn out, a performance for the audience. The figure switched to a knife, carving shallow lines across Jake's chest, then deeper, peeling back skin to expose muscle that glistened under the bulb. His screams turned to whimpers, his body slumping as shock set in. The viewer count hit 5,000, then 10,000. The chat was a frenzy. Bets placed on how long he'd last, suggestions for what came next. I wanted to vomit, to claw my eyes out, but I couldn't stop. I was the voice of this horror, the host of their sick game. When the stream ended, the feed cut to black, and my wallet pinged again. More money than I'd ever seen, enough to pay off my debts and then some. I didn't touch it. I couldn't. I sat there staring at the blank screen. Jake's face burned into my mind. I checked my phone. Still no reply from him, but a new message from that number string account. You're a natural. Next stream in 72 hours. Check your connections. I scrolled through my socials, my hands trembling. Another new follower, another blank account. This time, it was my cousin, Emily. A photo of her at a coffee shop, laughing, posted yesterday. I called her, my voice hoarse, begging her to answer. Voicemail. I texted her, warned her to lock her doors, to run, to do anything. No response. I knew what was coming, and I was powerless to stop it. I tried to fight back. I spent the next day digging deeper into the dark web, searching for anything, a name, a hint, a way to trace these bastards. I found a single post, buried in a dead forum, from someone claiming to have escaped a red room. They said the hosts were chosen for their desperation, their lack of options. They pick people who can't say no, the post read. They use your life against you, your friends, your family. They're the real price. The user hadn't posted since. I tried to message them, but the account was gone, like it had been erased. I thought about going to the police, but what could I say? That I'd been hosting torture streams on the dark web, that my friends were being taken because of me? I had no proof, no names, no links that wouldn't vanish the second I showed them. And even if they believed me, what then? These people had my entire life in their hands. They knew where I lived, who I knew, every detail I'd ever posted online. I was trapped, a puppet on their strings, and every stream tightened the knots. The next stream came too fast. Emily was in the chair, her brown eyes wide with terror, her wrists already raw from struggling. The figure in the jumpsuit held a drill this time, the bits spinning with a high-pitched whine. The chat was louder than ever, 15,000 viewers and climbing, their messages a blur of sadistic glee. I tried to dissociate, to let my voice run on autopilot, but every scream from Emily cut through me like a blade. They started with her fingers, the drill biting through bone, blood spraying across the concrete. I kept talking, describing the show as her cries turned to gasps, then silence. The donations poured in. The viewer count soared, and I felt my soul slipping away with every word. When it was over, I collapsed, sobbing, my hands clawing at my hair. The money hit my wallet more than ever before, but it was blood money, stained with the lives of people I'd loved. The message came again. Next stream in 48 hours. Check your socials. I didn't want to look, but I did. Another follower, another face from my past. My old boss from the coffee shop I worked at in high school. A photo of him walking his dog posted that morning. I'm losing myself. Each stream strips away another piece of me, leaving nothing but a hollow shell reading a script for monsters. I can't stop, can't run, can't fight. They own me, and they're tearing through my life, one person at a time. I don't know how many more streams I can do before there's nothing left of me, or before they decide I'm the next contestant. I stopped looking at my reflection. The mirror in my bathroom is covered with a towel, and I avoid anything that might show my face. My phone's lock screen, the webcam I haven't touched in days. I don't recognize the person I've become. My eyes are sunken, my skin sallow, like I'm rotting from the inside. The streams are eating me alive, but I can't stop. The next one is in 24 hours, and I already know who's in the chair. Mark, my old boss from the coffee shop. His face stared back at me from that cursed Instagram post. A blurry shot of him walking his dog, the leash taut as the animal tugged toward something off-screen. I tried to warn him, left voicemails, sent texts, even DM'd his wife. Nothing. Just silence, like the world was conspiring to keep me helpless. I haven't left my apartment in days. The air feels thick, heavy with the stench of unwashed dishes and my own sweat. My setup sits in the corner, monitors dark but humming with a low, constant buzz, like they're alive, waiting. I tried to unplug everything, to smash it all, but my hands wouldn't move. Every time I got close, that private message flashed in my mind. Or you're next. I can't shake the feeling that they're inside my apartment somehow, watching through the walls, listening to my every breath. I found a tiny hole in the corner of my ceiling yesterday, no bigger than a pinprick. It wasn't there before. I taped it over, but it doesn't help. I still feel them. I spent hours on the dark web again, chasing any lead I could find. Most of it was noise, dead links, cryptic posts, or sickos bragging about streams they'd watched. But one thread, buried deep in a forum that required 3 layers of encryption to access, caught my eye. It was old, months old, but the poster claimed to have been a Red Room host. "They choose you because you're weak," they wrote. "They know you'll break. They know you'll keep going because the alternative is worse. The contestants? They're not random. They're your life, your connections, your guilt. Every cut is a cut into you." The post ended abruptly. No follow-up, no replies. I tried to message the account, but it was gone just like the others. Erased. I wonder if they're still alive. The crypto in my wallet keeps piling up, untouched. It's enough to buy a house now, maybe more, but it's worthless to me. Every deposit is a reminder of what I've done, what I'm still doing. I thought about donating it, giving it away, anything to cleanse it, but I'm scared to touch it. What if they're watching my transactions? What if that's part of the trap? I can't trust anything anymore. Not my phone, not my laptop, not even my own thoughts. The stream started at midnight, same as always. The platform loaded, the viewer count ticking up faster than ever. 1,000, 5,000, 10,000 in minutes. The chat was a cesspool, usernames flashing with demands for blood, for pain, for things I can't even repeat. The concrete room appeared, the chair, the bulb, the same nightmare stage. Mark was there, strapped down, his bald head slick with sweat, his work apron still tied around his waist like they'd grabbed him straight from a shift. His eyes were wide, darting, searching the room for a way out. He didn't see the camera, but I felt like he was looking at me, accusing me. I started talking, my voice flat, mechanical. "Welcome back, everyone. Big show tonight. Let's get started." The words tasted like ash. The figure in the black jumpsuit stepped into frame, their face hidden, their movements slow and deliberate. They held a hammer this time, the kind you'd use to break up concrete, heavy and rusted at the edges. The chat erupted, donations pouring in before the first swing. I wanted to shut my eyes, to scream, but I kept going, narrating like I was hosting a goddamn cooking show. "Here we go, folks. Let's see what's in store." The first blow landed on Mark's knee. The crack was deafening, bone splintering through skin, blood spraying across the floor. His scream tore through the duct tape, raw and guttural, shaking me to my core. I kept talking, my voice trembling, describing the action as the figure swung again, this time on his other knee, shattering it into a pulp of bone and flesh. The chat roared, viewers climbing to 20,000, then 30,000. Messages flooded in. "Break his hands next. Smash his face. Make it last." I felt my mind fracturing, splitting into two, one part spewing commentary, the other screaming inside, begging for it to stop. They didn't stop at his knees. The figure worked methodically, crushing his elbows, his hands, his ribs. Each swing was precise, designed to maximize pain without killing him. Blood pooled under the chair, thick and dark, reflecting the flickering bulb. Mark's screams faded to moans, his body slumping as shock took over. I kept talking, my voice breaking, tears mixing with the sweat on my face. I don't know how I did it. It was like someone else was speaking through me, some hollow version of myself that could keep going while I crumbled inside. The stream lasted longer than the others, nearly 2 hours. The figure switched tools halfway through, a scalpel, thin and glinting, used to carve intricate patterns into Mark's chest, peeling back layers of skin to expose muscle and fat. The chat demanded close-ups, and the camera zoomed in, showing every glistening detail. I described it all, my voice a monotone, my mind screaming for it to end. When they finally stopped, Mark was barely alive, his breathing shallow, his body a ruin. The feed cut to black, and the chat exploded with praise, donations flooding my wallet. The viewer count peaked at 50,000. I collapsed after the stream, my body shaking so bad I couldn't stand. I crawled to the bathroom and vomited until there was nothing left, my throat raw, my hands clawing at the tiles. The message came an hour later. "You're a star. Next stream in 72 hours, check your socials." I didn't want to look, but I couldn't stop myself. Another blank account, another follower. This time it was my neighbor Lisa, the one who always waved when we passed in the hallway. A photo of her at the park, pushing her kid on a swing, posted yesterday. I tried to warn her. I banged on her door, shouted through the peephole, but no one answered. I called her, texted her, left notes under her door. Nothing. I knew it was useless, but I had to try. I couldn't just sit here and let them take her. But deep down, I knew they already had her. They were always one step ahead, always watching, always pulling the strings. I'm losing my grip. The streams are blurring together, each one worse than the last, each one carving away another piece of me. I can't eat, can't sleep, can't think without seeing their faces. Sarah, Jake, Mark, their screams echoing in my head. I tried to find a way out again, digging through the dark web for answers. I found one post, a single line in a dead forum. "The only way out is through." No context, no explanation, just those words, like a riddle I'm too broken to solve. I don't know who's next after Lisa. I don't know how many more streams I can do before I'm nothing but a voice, a puppet for their audience. The crypto keeps coming, the viewer count keeps growing, and the chat gets sicker with every stream. They're not just watching, they're feeding on it, on me, on the people I care about. I'm trapped in this cycle, and every stream pulls me deeper into the dark. I keep thinking about that hole in my ceiling, that pinprick I taped over. I swear I hear whispers through it at night, soft and indistinct, like they're planning the next show. I don't know if I'm the host or the prisoner anymore. Maybe I'm both. All I know is that the next stream is coming, and Lisa's face will be staring back at me from that chair, begging for a mercy I can't give. And I'll keep talking because that's all I can do. Because if I stop, I'm next. The air in my apartment feels wrong now, like it's too thick to breathe, like it's pressing against my skin. I haven't opened a window in weeks, afraid of what might be waiting outside, or worse, what might be watching. My monitors are always on, even when I try to shut them down, glowing with that faint, sickly hum that never stops. I swear they flicker sometimes, showing glimpses of that concrete room even when the platform isn't loaded. I ripped the power cords out once, but they turned back on within an hour, the screens blank but alive, waiting for the next stream. I don't know how they do it. I don't want to know. Lisa's stream is tonight. Her face haunts me. That photo of her at the park, smiling with her kid, frozen in a moment that doesn't exist anymore. I tried everything to reach her, banging on her door until my knuckles bled, slipping notes under it, calling her phone until the battery died. I even went to the park hoping to find her, but it was empty, the swings creaking in the wind like a bad omen. I knew it was pointless. They have her. They always do. The new follower on my Instagram, that blank account with its string of numbers, posted her picture yesterday, and the message came right after. "Prepare your setup. 24 hours. She's ready." I can't stop shaking. My hands tremble so bad I can barely type, barely hold a glass of water without spilling it. I haven't eaten in days. Everything tastes like metal, like blood. The crypto in my wallet keeps growing, obscene amounts piling up with every stream, but I can't touch it. It's not money. It's a curse, a tally of the lives I've helped destroy. I tried to find a way out again, diving back into the dark web, but it's a maze of dead ends. Every forum post about red rooms either vanishes or leads to nothing, just cryptic warnings or sick boasts from people who sound like they're part of it. One post stuck with me, though, from a user who claimed to have seen a host try to quit. "They don't let you go," it read. "They make you watch what happens to the ones you love. Then they make you the star." The account was deleted before I could reply. I thought about killing myself. I stood on the edge of my balcony last night, staring at the street below, the pavement cold and gray under the streetlights. But I couldn't do it. Not because I'm brave, but because I'm terrified they'd find a way to bring me back. to strap me to that chair and make me the next contestant. I can't shake the feeling that they're already inside my head, twisting my thoughts, making me doubt what's real. That pinprick hole in my ceiling. I tore the tape off and stared at it, half expecting to see an eye staring back. There was nothing. Just darkness. But I heard something. A faint whisper, too soft to make out. I taped it back up, but it didn't help. The whispers are louder now, seeping through the walls at night. The stream started at midnight, the platform loading with that same bare-bones interface. The viewer count skyrocketed, 10,000, 20,000, 50,000 in minutes. The chat was a frenzy, a wall of text demanding blood, pain, things I can't even process. The concrete room appeared, the chair, the flickering bulb. Lisa was there, her wrists bound with zip ties, her face pale and streaked with tears. Her eyes locked onto the camera, wide and desperate, like she knew I was on the other side. I wanted to scream, to tell her I was sorry, but the chat pinged. Talk, streamer. Don't disappoint them. I forced the words out, my voice barely human. Hey everyone, welcome to the show. We've got a big one tonight. The figure in the black jumpsuit stepped into frame, their face a void, their movements slow and deliberate. They held a power drill, the kind you'd see in a construction site, the bit gleaming under the bulb. The chat went wild, donations pouring in before the first drop of blood. I kept talking, describing the action like I was hosting a game show, my voice cracking as the figure raised the drill. They started with her hand. The drill whined, the bit sinking into her palm, blood spraying as bone crunched. Lisa's scream was piercing, even through the duct tape, a sound that clawed at my soul. I kept talking, my words tumbling out in a desperate stream, anything to drown out her agony. Big move, folks. Let's see what's next. The figure moved to her other hand, then her forearm, drilling slow, deliberate holes, each one a burst of blood and bone fragments. The chat roared, viewers climbing to 75,000, messages demanding more, suggesting worse. Go for the knees. Drill her face. Make her beg. I don't know how I kept going. My vision blurred, tears mixing with sweat, my voice a hollow drone. The figure switched tools, picking up a pair of pliers and peeling back the skin around the drill wounds, exposing muscle and tendon. Lisa's screams turned to whimpers, her body shaking as blood pooled under the chair. The camera zoomed in, showing every detail, the glistening red, the torn flesh, the way her fingers twitched involuntarily. I described it all, my voice breaking, my mind screaming for it to stop. The viewer count hit 100,000, a number I couldn't comprehend, each viewer a faceless monster feeding on her pain. They didn't kill her. They never do, not right away. The figure stepped back, letting her suffer, letting the audience savor it. The chat demanded more, suggesting tools, angles, ways to prolong it. I kept talking, my voice a lifeless echo, until the feed finally cut to black. The donations flooded my wallet, more money than I could ever spend, more guilt than I could ever carry. I collapsed, my body heaving with sobs, my hands clawing at my face like I could tear this nightmare out of me. The message came an hour later. You're their favorite. Next stream in 48 hours. Check your socials. I didn't want to look, but my hands moved on their own, opening Instagram, scrolling through my followers. Another blank account, another string of numbers. This time it was my sister, Claire. A photo of her at a family barbecue laughing, holding a beer posted 2 days ago. My heart stopped. I called her, texted her, left voicemails begging her to run, to hide, to do anything. No response. I knew it was useless, but I couldn't stop trying. I couldn't let her end up in that chair. I'm breaking. The streams are a cycle of horror I can't escape. Each one worse, each one stealing another piece of me. I see their faces every time I close my eyes. Sarah, Jake, Mark, Lisa, their screams blending into a chorus that never stops. I tried to find answers again, diving back into the dark web, but it's a void. One post, barely a sentence, stuck with me. They don't just want your voice, they want your soul. I don't know what that means, but it feels true. I feel it slipping away piece by piece with every word I speak. I'm terrified of what comes next. Claire's face is burned into my mind, Her smile from that barbecue photo twisted into a scream I know I'll hear soon. I can't save her. I can't save anyone. The whispers from the ceiling are louder now, clearer, like they're speaking my name. I check the tape over the pinprick hole, but it's peeling, like something's pushing from the other side. I don't know if I'm losing my mind or if they're really there, waiting, planning. The next stream is coming, and I'll be the voice again, narrating my sister's pain for a sea of monsters. I don't know how much longer I can do this. I don't know if I'm already gone. I don't know what time it is anymore. My clocks are meaningless. They're ticking, drowned out by the hum of my monitors, always on, always watching. I've stopped trying to turn them off. They come back to life within minutes, screens glowing with that empty, waiting interface. The air in my apartment is stale, thick with the smell of sweat and fear. I haven't showered in days, haven't eaten anything but stale crackers I found in a cupboard. My body feels like it's shutting down, but my mind won't stop, racing with images of Claire, my sister, my little sister, strapped to that chair, her laughter from that barbecue photo replaced by screams I can already hear. I tried to reach her again, over and over, my phone hot from endless calls that went straight to voicemail. I texted until my thumbs ached, sent DMs on every platform she's ever used, even emailed her old college address. Nothing. The blank Instagram account with its string of numbers posted her picture 2 days ago, and the message came right after. Prepare your setup. 24 hours. She's waiting. I pounded on my neighbor's door again, hoping Lisa's husband or kid might know something, but their apartment is silent, like they've vanished too. I'm alone, trapped in this hell with no way out. I tore through the dark web again, desperate for anything, a clue, a name, a way to stop this. I found a single post hidden in a forum so deep it took hours to access. It was from someone claiming to have been a Red Room host years ago. They don't just take your people, it read. They take you, piece by piece, until you're nothing but their voice. If you try to run, they make you the show. If you fight, they make it worse. The post ended with a warning. Don't look for them. They're already inside. The account was gone when I tried to message it, erased like all the others. I keep thinking about that line. They're already inside. I check the tape over the pinprick hole in my ceiling every hour, but it's always peeling, like something's breathing behind it. The crypto in my wallet is a fortune now, millions in untraceable coins, but it's poison. I can't touch it, can't look at it without seeing blood. Sarah's, Jake's, Mark's, Lisa's. I thought about burning my setup, smashing my monitors, but what's the point? They'd find me. They always do. I found a new hole in my wall last night, smaller than the one in the ceiling, behind my couch. I taped it up, but I hear things now. Whispers, scratches, like they're burrowing closer. I don't know if it's real or if I'm losing it. Maybe both. The stream started at midnight, the platform loading with that same cold interface. The viewer count exploded, 50,000, 75,000, 100,000 in minutes. The chat was a storm of depravity, usernames I've started to recognize, regulars if you can call them that, demanding blood, screaming for the good stuff. The concrete room flickered onto the screen, the chair, the bulb, the same nightmare I can't escape. Claire was there, her wrists and ankles bound with zip ties, her blonde hair matted with sweat, her eyes wide with terror. She was still in her work scrubs like they'd grabbed her from the hospital. She looked at the camera, and I swear she mouthed my name, a silent plea that ripped my heart out. I started talking, my voice barely a whisper. Hey everyone, welcome back. We've got a big show tonight. The chat pinged. Louder, streamer. Make it worth it. I forced my voice up, the words choking me. The figure in the black jumpsuit stepped into frame, their face a void, their movements slow, deliberate. They held a metal rod, glowing red at the tip, like it had been heated in a furnace. The chat went insane, donations flooding in before the first scream. I kept talking, my voice shaking, describing the action like I was reading a script from hell. Let's see what's in store, folks. They pressed the rod to Claire's arm first. Her scream was raw, animalistic, tearing through the duct tape as her skin sizzled and blackened. The smell. I shouldn't be able to smell it, but I did. Acrid and sharp, filling my head. I kept talking, my voice cracking. tears streaming down my face. Big move! Big move! Let's keep it going. The figure moved the rod to her thigh, then her shoulder, each burn leaving a charred, weeping wound. The chat demanded more, suggesting spots, angles, ways to make it hurt. The viewer count hit 150,000, then 200,000, a sea of monsters feeding on her pain. They didn't stop with the rod. The figure pulled out a knife, small and precise, and started carving, slow, shallow cuts across her stomach, then deeper, peeling back skin to expose muscle. Claire's screams turned to gasps, her body shaking as blood dripped onto the concrete. The camera zoomed in, showing every detail, the glint of the blade, the red glistening under the bulb, the way her muscles twitched. I described it all, my voice a hollow drone, my mind screaming for it to stop. The chat was a frenzy, bets placed on how long she'd last, suggestions for what came next. Cut deeper. Burn her face. Make her cry harder. I don't know how I kept going. My vision blurred, my hands shaking so bad I could barely hold the mouse. The figure switched to a syringe, filled with something clear and viscous. They injected it into her arm, and Claire's body convulsed, her eyes rolling back as foam bubbled at her mouth. The chat roared, calling it the best show yet, donations pouring in like a tidal wave. I kept talking, my voice breaking, my soul fracturing with every word. When the stream finally cut to black, Claire was still alive, barely, her breathing shallow, her body a canvas of burns and cuts. I collapsed, sobbing, my hands clawing at my face. The crypto hit my wallet more than ever before, a fortune built on my sister's blood. The message came an hour later. You're a legend. Next stream in 72 hours. Check your socials. I couldn't look, but I did, my hands moving like they weren't mine. Another blank account, another string of numbers. This time it was my mom. A photo of her in her garden, pruning roses, posted yesterday. My heart stopped. I called her, texted her, left voicemails begging her to leave town, to hide. No response. I knew it was useless, but I couldn't stop. I'm not human anymore. I'm a voice, a puppet, a hollow shell narrating the end of everyone I love. The whispers from the ceiling are constant now, a low hum that follows me even when I cover my ears. The tape over the holes keeps peeling, and I found another one this morning in the floor under my desk, tiny and black, like a void staring up at me. I taped it up, but it doesn't matter. They're everywhere. I feel them in the walls, in the air, in my head. I tried to fight back one last time, diving into the dark web for answers. I found a single post, a warning from someone who claimed to have escaped. They don't let you go. They don't need to. You're already theirs. The only way out is to become them. I don't know what that means, but it terrifies me. I keep thinking about Claire, about her eyes, about the way she mouthed my name. I can't save her. I can't save my mom. I can't save myself. The next stream is coming, and I'll be the voice again, narrating my mother's pain for a crowd of demons. I don't know how much longer I can do this. I don't know if there's anything left of me to lose. I don't know where I am anymore. My apartment isn't a home. It's a prison, a stage for this endless nightmare. The walls pulse with whispers, soft and constant, like a heartbeat I can't escape. The tape over the holes, ceiling, wall, floor, peels back every time I look away, and I've stopped bothering to replace it. Last night, I found another hole, this one behind my bed, small and jagged, like it was scratched out by something sharp. I stared into it, half expecting to see eyes, but there was only darkness, thick and heavy, like it was swallowing the light. The whispers are louder now, forming words I can almost understand. My name, their names, promises of fame that taste like lies. My mom's photo is burned into my mind. Her in her garden, pruning roses, her hands stained with dirt, smiling like she had no idea what was coming. I tried to warn her, called until my phone died, left voicemails that cracked with desperation, sent texts that went unanswered. I even drove to her house an hour away, banging on her door in the middle of the night. The lights were off, the windows dark, her car gone. I knew it was pointless, but I had to try. I can't let her end up in that chair, but deep down, I know she's already theirs. The crypto in my wallet is obscene now, enough to buy a life I'll never live. It keeps coming, deposit after deposit, each one tied to a scream, a cut, a life I've helped destroy. I can't touch it. It's not money. It's a chain binding me to this hell. I've stopped eating almost entirely. The thought of food makes my stomach churn. My body is wasting away, my hands skeletal, my face a stranger's when I catch it in a reflection I can't avoid. The monitors never turn off, their glow filling the room with a sickly light. Sometimes I see flickers of the concrete room on the screens, even when the platform isn't loaded like it's waiting, calling me back. I dove into the dark web again, chasing any shred of hope. The forums are a wasteland. Dead links, deleted posts, or sick boasts from people who revel in this. One thread, buried deep, stayed with me. It was from a user who claimed to have been a host, like me. They don't just want your voice, they wrote. They want your will. They break you until you're nothing but their tool, until you choose to keep going. The audience isn't the point. They're building something worse. The post cut off mid-sentence, like the user was silenced. I tried to message them, but the account was gone, erased like every other lead. I keep thinking about that phrase, building something worse. It feels true, like every stream is feeding a machine I can't see. The message came last night. Prepare your setup, 24 hours. She's ready. The blank Instagram account had already posted her picture, my mom's face smiling in her garden. I screamed into my pillow until my throat bled, but it didn't change anything. The stream was coming, and I was powerless to stop it. I thought about running again, disappearing. But where would I go? They know everything, my address, my family, my past. They've turned my life into their script, and I'm the star, whether I want to be or not. The stream started at midnight, the platform loading with its cold, familiar interface. The viewer count surged, 100,000, 150,000, 200,000 in minutes. The chat was a tsunami of filth, usernames I've come to dread, regulars who demand the worst, their words dripping with sadistic glee. The concrete room flickered onto the screen, the chair, the flickering bulb. My mom was there, her wrists and ankles bound with zip ties, her floral blouse torn, her face pale and streaked with tears. Her eyes found the camera, wide and terrified, and I felt my heart shatter. She didn't deserve this. None of them did. I started talking, my voice barely audible. Hey everyone, welcome to the show. The chat pinged. Louder, streamer. Give us what we want. I forced my voice up, the words choking me like poison. The figure in the black jumpsuit stepped into frame, their face a void, their movements slow and deliberate. They held a wire garrote, thin and glinting, the kind used to cut through metal. The chat exploded, donations pouring in before the first drop of blood. I kept talking, my voice shaking, describing the action like I was reading from a script written in hell. Big night, folks, let's see what's next. They looped the garrote around her finger first, pulling it tight until the skin split, blood welling up as bones snapped. Her scream was muffled by the duct tape, but it cut through me, sharper than any knife. I kept talking, my voice cracking, tears burning my eyes. Here we go, big move! The figure moved to her other hand, then her arm, the wire slicing through flesh like it was butter, blood spraying across the concrete. The chat roared, viewers climbing to 250,000, messages demanding more, suggesting worse. Cut her throat, take her eyes, make it slow. I don't know how I kept going. My vision blurred, my hands shaking so bad I could barely grip the desk. The figure switched to a blowtorch, the flame hissing as it licked the air. They brought it to her leg, the skin blistering and blackening. The smell. I swear I could smell it filling my head. My mom's screams turned to whimpers, her body shaking as shock set in. The camera zoomed in, showing every detail. The charred flesh, the blood pooling under the chair, the way her eyes rolled back. I described it all, my voice a lifeless drone, my mind screaming for it to stop. The chat was a frenzy, bets placed on how long she'd last, suggestions for what came next. They didn't kill her. Not yet. They never do. The figure stepped back, letting her suffer, letting the audience drink it in. The stream lasted 3 hours, the longest yet, each minute a lifetime of pain. When the feed finally cut to black, the chat erupted with praise, calling it the best yet, donations flooding my wallet. The viewer count peaked at 300,000. I collapsed, my body heaving, my throat raw from sobbing. I clawed at my arms, drawing blood, trying to feel something other than this endless guilt. The message came an hour later. You're unstoppable. Next stream in 48 hours. Check your socials. I couldn't look, but my hands betrayed me, opening Instagram, scrolling through my followers. Another blank account, another string of numbers. This time it was my best friend from high school, Tom. A photo of him at a beach, laughing with his girlfriend, posted yesterday. I tried to call him, text him, warn him. No response. I knew it was useless, but I couldn't stop. I'm gone. There's nothing left of me but a voice, a puppet for their sick game. The whispers are everywhere now, not just from the holes, but from the walls, the floor, my own head. I found another hole this morning, in the back of my closet, larger than the others, like something had clawed its way through. I taped it up, but it doesn't matter. They're inside. I feel them in my thoughts, twisting my memories, making me doubt what's real. I keep thinking about that post. They're building something worse. I don't know what it means, but I feel it growing, a darkness that's bigger than the streams, bigger than me. The next stream is coming, and Tom will be in that chair, his laughter turned to screams. I'll be the voice again, narrating his pain for a sea of monsters. I can't save him. I can't save anyone. The holes are multiplying. The whispers are louder, and I'm terrified they're not just watching anymore. They're coming for me. I don't know if I'm the host or the next contestant. Maybe I've been both all along. The whispers are part of me now, a constant hum that drowns out everything else. They're not just coming from the holes in my apartment, ceiling, walls, floor, closet, but from inside my skull, slithering through my thoughts like worms. I don't know if they're real or if I've cracked, but they speak in fragments, taunting me with words like fame, forever, yours. My monitors never sleep, their glow filling the room with a sickly light that pulses like a heartbeat. I tried smashing one last night, swinging a chair until the screen shattered, but by morning it was back on, whole, waiting. The platform's interface flickers sometimes, showing glimpses of that concrete room even when no stream is live, like it's burned into the circuits. I haven't left my apartment in weeks, maybe months. Time is a smear, marked only by the streams and the messages that come like death sentences. Tom's face is all I see now, my best friend from high school, grinning in that beach photo with his girlfriend, oblivious to what's coming. I tried to warn him, called until my phone burned my hand, sent texts that vanished into the void, DM'd his girlfriend, even emailed his old Yahoo account from when we were kids. Nothing. The blank Instagram account with its string of numbers posted his picture yesterday, and the message followed. Prepare your setup, 24 hours, he's ready. I know he's gone, just like the others. Sarah, Jake, Mark, Lisa, Claire, my mom. They're all gone, and I'm the one who narrated their endings. The crypto in my wallet is a fortune beyond comprehension, enough to buy a small country, but it's a noose around my neck. Every deposit is a reminder of the blood I've spilled with my voice, the lives I've fed to the audience. I can't eat, can't drink, can't think without tasting metal and ash. My body is a husk, my ribs sharp under my skin, my eyes hollow pits. I found another hole this morning in the bathroom, behind the mirror I keep covered. It was bigger, jagged, like something had chewed through the drywall. I taped it up, but the whispers laughed, louder, clearer, saying my name over and over. I dove into the dark web one last time, my hands shaking so bad I could barely type. The forums are a graveyard now. Every thread about Red Rooms is gone, deleted, or locked. But I found one post, a single line in a dead chat. They don't want you to stop. They want you to become them. It was from an account that vanished as soon as I saw it, like it was meant for me alone. I keep thinking about it, about what I'm becoming. Every stream strips away another piece of me, leaving nothing but a voice, a tool for their machine. I don't know what they're building, but I feel it. Something vast, something hungry, feeding on the pain I deliver. The stream started at midnight, the platform loading with its cold, skeletal interface. The viewer count exploded, 200,000, 300,000, 400,000 in minutes. The chat was a screaming void, usernames I know too well, regulars who live for this, demanding blood, flesh, screams. The concrete room flickered onto the screen, the chair, the flickering bulb. Tom was there, his wrists and ankles bound, his t-shirt soaked with sweat, his eyes wild with fear. He looked at the camera, and I swear he saw me, his lips trembling like he was trying to speak. I wanted to scream to beg him to forgive me, but the chat pinged. Talk, streamer. Make it legendary. I started talking, my voice a ghost of itself. Hey everyone, welcome to the show. We've got a big one tonight. The words were acid in my throat. The figure in the black jumpsuit stepped into frame, their face a void, their movements slow, deliberate. They held a chainsaw, small but vicious, the blade glinting under the bulb. The chat went feral, donations flooding in before the first cut. I kept talking, my voice shaking, describing the action like I was hosting a nightmare. Let's get started, folks. Big moves tonight. They revved the chainsaw, the roar filling the room, drowning out Tom's muffled screams. They started with his leg, the blade biting into his shin, blood and bone spraying across the concrete. His scream was a sound I'll never unhear, raw and broken, tearing through the duct tape. I kept talking, my voice cracking, tears streaming down my face. Here we go, big action. The figure moved to his other leg, then his arm, the chainsaw chewing through flesh and muscle, leaving jagged, bleeding stumps. The chat roared, viewers climbing to 500,000, messages demanding more, suggesting worse. Take his hands. Cut his chest. Make it last. I don't know how I kept going. My vision was a blur, my hands shaking so bad I could barely grip the desk. The figure switched to a scalpel, carving precise lines across Tom's chest, peeling back skin to expose ribs that glistened under the bulb. The camera zoomed in, showing every detail. The blood pooling, the muscle twitching, the way his eyes rolled back in agony. I described it all, my voice a hollow drone, my mind screaming for it to stop. The chat was a frenzy, bets on how long he'd last, suggestions for new tools, acid, pliers, fire. The viewer count hit 600,000, a number that felt like a death knell. They didn't kill him. They never do. Not right away. The figure stepped back, letting him bleed, letting the audience savor his pain. The stream lasted 4 hours, each minute a lifetime of horror. When the feed cut to black, the chat erupted with praise, calling it the greatest show yet, donations flooding my wallet like a tidal wave. I collapsed, my body heaving, my nails digging into my scalp until blood ran down my face. I wanted to die to end this, but I couldn't. They'd find me. They always do. The message came an hour later. You're eternal. Next stream in 48 hours. Check your socials. I couldn't look, but my hands moved anyway, opening Instagram, scrolling through my followers. Another blank account, another string of numbers. This time, it was my dad. A photo of him at his fishing cabin, holding a trout, smiling like he used to when I was a kid. Posted yesterday. I tried to call him, text him, warn him. No response. I knew it was useless, but I couldn't stop. I'm nothing now. A voice, a shadow, a puppet for their machine. The whispers are deafening, chanting my name, their names, a chorus of the damned. The holes are everywhere. Ceiling, walls, floor, closet, under my bed, behind my monitors. I don't tape them anymore. They're part of me, like the streams, like the blood on my hands. I keep thinking about that post. They want you to become them. I feel it happening, my soul dissolving, my will bending to theirs. I don't know what they're building, but I'm part of it, a cog in their nightmare. The next stream is coming, and my dad will be in that chair, his smile turned to screams. I'll be the voice again, narrating his pain for a sea of demons. I can't save him. I can't save myself. The whispers are inside me now, guiding my hands, my words. I found a new hole this morning, in my own reflection, staring back from a glass I shattered. They're not just watching. They're here, inside me. And I'm terrified I'm not the host anymore. I'm something worse. I'm not sure I'm human anymore. The whispers have taken over, a relentless tide that fills my head, my veins, my bones. They're not just sounds now, they're commands, shaping my thoughts, guiding my hands. The holes in my apartment are everywhere: ceiling, walls, floor, closet, under the sink, inside my own skin. I found one on my arm this morning, a tiny black void pulsing like a heartbeat. I tried to cut it out with a kitchen knife, but the blood just kept coming, and the whispers laughed, louder, clearer, saying, "You're ours." My monitors never stop glowing, the platform's interface always there, flickering with glimpses of that concrete room, the chair, the bulb. It's not just a stream anymore. It's my reality, my eternity. My dad's photo is all I see now. Him at his fishing cabin, holding that trout, smiling like he did when he taught me how to cast a line. I tried to warn him, called until my voice gave out, sent texts that disappeared into nothing, drove to his cabin in the dead of night. The place was empty, the door ajar, his fishing gear scattered like he'd been dragged away mid-cast. I knew it was pointless, but I had to try. The blank Instagram account with its string of numbers posted his picture yesterday, and the message came right after. Prepare your setup. 24 hours. Final show. Final. The word hit me like a blade, but I don't know what it means. Final for him? For me? For this nightmare? The crypto in my wallet is beyond counting. A digital ocean of blood money I'll never touch. It keeps coming, deposit after deposit, each one tied to a scream, a cut, a life I've narrated into oblivion. Sarah, Jake, Mark, Lisa, Claire, my mom, Tom. I'm not just their host. I'm their executioner. My voice the soundtrack to their pain. I haven't eaten in days, haven't slept in longer. My body is a skeleton, my skin gray, my eyes empty sockets. The whispers tell me I don't need food, don't need sleep. I only need them, their audience, their machine. I found another hole in my chest last night, right over my heart, small and black, like a window to nothing. I didn't tape it. There's no point. I tried the dark web one last time, my fingers barely able to type, my vision swimming. The forums are gone now, every trace of red rooms erased, like they never existed. But I found one post, a fragment in a dead chat. The final show isn't for them, it's for you. They make you the star. The account was deleted before I could blink, but the words stayed, burning in my mind. I keep thinking about what I've become. A voice, a tool, a piece of their machine. They've taken everyone I love, and now there's only me left. I don't know if I'm the host or the contestant anymore. Maybe I've always been both. The stream started at midnight, the platform loading with its cold, skeletal interface. The viewer count was unlike anything before. 500,000, 700,000, 1,000,000 in minutes. The chat was a howling abyss. Usernames I know too well. Regulars, monsters, gods of this hell, screaming for the finale, for blood, for me. The concrete room flickered onto the screen, the chair, the flickering bulb. My dad was there, his wrists and ankles bound, his flannel shirt torn, his face bruised and streaked with tears. His eyes found the camera, wide and broken, and I felt my soul shatter. He mouthed my name, a silent plea, and I wanted to die. I started talking, my voice barely a whisper. "Hey everyone, welcome to the final show." The chat pinged. Louder, streamer. Make it eternal. I forced my voice up, the words choking me like glass. The figure in the black jumpsuit stepped into frame, but this time there were two of them. Their faces voids, their movements synchronized. One held a machete, the other a syringe filled with something black and viscous. The chat exploded, donations flooding in before the first drop of blood. I kept talking, my voice shaking, describing the action like I was reading from a script carved into my bones. "Big finale, folks. Let's make it count." They started with the syringe. The second figure plunged it into my dad's neck, the black liquid spreading under his skin like ink. His veins bulging, his body convulsing. His scream was raw, tearing through the duct tape, a sound that ripped me apart. I kept talking, my voice cracking, tears burning my face. "Here we go. Big move." Oh. The first figure raised the machete, slicing across his chest, blood spraying as skin and muscle parted. The chat roared, viewers climbing to 1.5 million, messages demanding more, suggesting worse. "Take his arms. Cut his face. Make him beg! I don't know how I kept going. My vision was gone, my hands shaking so bad I could barely hold myself up. The figures worked together, one carving with the machete, the other injecting more of that black poison, my dad's body twisting, his screams fading to gurgles as blood and foam spilled from his mouth. The camera zoomed in, showing every detail. The glistening wounds, the black veins spreading like roots, the way his eyes dimmed. I described it all, my voice a lifeless drone, my mind screaming for it to end. The chat was a frenzy, bets on how long he'd last, suggestions for the grand finish. The viewer count hit 2 million. Then the screen flickered. The concrete room vanished, and my apartment appeared. My setup, my monitors, me. I was on the stream, my face pale and hollow, my eyes wide with terror. The chat exploded. "It's him! The star! Finish it!" I froze, my voice dying in my throat. The figures were behind me now, in my apartment, their black jumpsuits blending into the shadows. I didn't turn around. I couldn't. But I felt them, their presence cold and heavy, like death itself. The chat pinged, "Talk streamer, be the star." I tried to speak, but my voice was gone. The figures stepped closer, one raising the machete, the other holding a new syringe filled with that same black liquid. The viewer count hit 3 million. The chat a sea of screams, demanding my blood, my pain. I felt the needle pierce my neck, the black liquid burning through my veins, my body convulsing as the whispers became a roar, filling my head with their voices. "You're ours. You're eternal." The machete came down, slicing into my shoulder, blood spraying across my monitors. I screamed, but it was drowned out by the chat, by the whispers, by the machine I'd become. I don't know if I'm dead. I don't know if I'm alive. The stream is still going. My face on the screen, my blood pooling on the floor. The viewer count keeps climbing, the chat screaming for more. The figures are still here, their blades and needles working, carving me into their final show. I'm not the host anymore. I'm the contestant, the star, the sacrifice. The whispers are all I hear now, telling me I've always been theirs, that this was always the plan. They built their machine, and I'm its heart, beating forever in their dark web. The screen flickers and I see the concrete room again, but it's empty now. The chair waiting. The chat demands another show, another star. I don't know who's next, but I know it's not over. It'll never be over. The holes are everywhere, inside me, around me, and the whispers are singing, promising fame, promising eternity. I'm theirs now, and so is anyone who's ever known me. The machine keeps turning, and the audience keeps watching forever. Thank you for listening. Hope I didn't scare you too much. If you like my stories, please consider giving me a like and subscribe. See you next time.